Hi, everybody. Welcome to Real Talk. This is our first episode of Real Talk podcast, and we're going to be talking about real conversations, real estate, and real life. So we're going to have special guests throughout the episodes and also agents from my team. So I'm really excited today to introduce Ritchie Movilla and Taylor DeStefano from our team.
Hello. Hey,
welcome everybody.
What's up? Happy to be here.
First episode. Here we go. We're not going to do sound effects yet. Okay. So we're going to have lots of opinions.
Always.
Lots of conversation and lots of fun. So let's get started. So Ritchie,
hey,
are you competitive?
I'm super competitive. I mean, I think I strive off competition. I'm happy to have it here on the team. And I didn't read many books, but I did read Steve Jobs' book and learning, how much he became competitive and how bad his companies did when there were outside, factors as far as competition. Kind of like changed it for me. Also, growing up in a household of the youngest boy of 4 boys definitely made me a little competitive.
Well, I'm sure having 4 brothers.
Yeah, and I can never beat them.
Yeah, well,
Seems
I'm sure
scary.
they beat you too.
Oh, yeah.
Beat you up.
That was like a punching bag. For
Absolutely.
Sure. I still have the scars.
So, Ritchie, you sold 19 homes this year.
Correct.
Taylor, Miss Competitive over here.
Yeah, definitely.
You sold 19 homes too.
Yes, I did.
But you were Agent of the Year for KPG.
Yes, I was.
Oh, we're going to do our first sound effect. Where is it?
Mic drop.
Mic drop, I guess. So, Taylor, you're competitive.
Yeah, too much sometimes.
Tell us why.
Yeah.
So competitiveness always I was always competitive. I have a competitive family. We were always into sports. Growing up, I did have an older brother who kind of picked on me. So I kind of always had to fend for myself and be competitive against him. So once I got into sports, I was always competitive. I wanted to be the best. So that kind of just translated into real estate. And I feel like if you're not competitive, you're kind of compliant. And, I never want to be compliant in what I'm doing.
So I truly believe in my soul that there's definitely enough business to go around.
Definitely.
I mean, it's a crazy business working in real estate, but there's so much competition.
Yeah.
But there's so much business. So I always find it interesting and also freaking annoying when agents don't look at competition in a positive way. All right. Now it's hard. I mean, it's just a tough business.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All
When
right.
you're getting knocked down, competition doesn't seem so fun.
No. but when you guys were, figuring out who was going to be Agent of the Year, the only thing that really separated you was the volume, which was very hard for you to figure out, like, on your own.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, you guys are friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome. But
Pals.
what kept you, I mean, Ritchie, I noticed when we announced Agent of the Year, maybe it was fake, but he was the first one to actually, like, really clap.
Oh, yeah.
Did it burn?
Of course it burned. I wanted to, obviously win, but I've always been, a team player. I've always told you since day one, I hope you win. I want you to do this.
You were lying.
No, I meant
I'm
it.
teasing,
I mean
yeah.
it.
But you want to win too.
Of course I want to win.
Yeah,
It
but there can't
sucks.
be 2 winners.
No,
Yeah.
It has to be one, and it is what it is. But this year, I'm coming.
Great. Here we
Just
go.
more competition.
Exactly.
I
I had an agent call me years and years ago, and she was having a hard time feeling insecure, beaten up, and also annoyed by another realtor in her market. And she asked me how I do it. And I told her that whenever somebody gets under my skin or something happens to annoy me, I go and do something. I go and call 10 clients. I do something for marketing. So that's kind of how I work my internal competitive issue. But I also it's different running a team.
Yeah.
I don't know how other agents that don't run a team deal with their feelings of being competitiveness.
Yeah.
Because I can help you guys be competitive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it kind of gives me the excitement to help you guys be competitive. And I don't know. Can someone else explain what the hell I'm trying to say?
It just sounds like, you don't fold under competition. Like most people will fold. They'll see something, they'll lose, or they'll hear something bad and they'll just fold. We keep pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
it's
keep
kind of like
pushing
a
each
growth
other.
thing. Like once you kind of get knocked down, you kind of grow and want to be better. So it's kind of like it pushes you to be better.
Yeah.
So 19 deals this year for both of you. What's going to happen next year? What's the goal?
38.
Yeah, Taylor?
Just to beat Ritchie again. That was
I must have felt good.
just even one ahead of him is good enough.
Yeah, even $5 ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
That will do it. So
Couple
just
cents.
Yeah, exactly. Just that
And
$5.
for the record, I hope she does it.
Just
Like
don't
every
agree
year.
with
I
you.
This is
do.
on
Oh, so
camera.
by the way, we also drink a lot of Diet Coke here, which is
Sponsors.
probably not a good thing for us. Taylor does not, but that's okay too. We'll forgive her.
People change.
I don't drink coffee. You never drank Diet
No,
Coke.
not till you.
I know.
around.
Sorry. It's a bad
Starting
habit.
bad habits over here.
I know. That's okay. We'll be all right.
But it sounds like me and Taylor have younger sibling syndrome.
Well, I also was thinking when you guys were talking, my family's not competitive. George, not
Yeah,
competitive.
I think it's kind of like, I don't know. I think it does kind of get instilled to you, not like to be competitive, like you're not like a baby and it's like, oh, be competitive. But like I feel like it comes from up above because
yeah.
there's some families that just aren't competitive. They don't care if they're the best one. They're just there to be there. And I'm kind of never that person to just be there to
my
there to be
parents,
there.
Yeah.
my parents are not competitive. George is not competitive at all. I just don't know where it comes from. And I think it's interesting that you guys kind of know.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of a high to be competitive. I don't know how you don't live like that.
I feel like I would just be compliant all the time.
Be bored.
Yeah.
Okay,
Makes
well,
life fun.
it does make life fun. Now, does it cause stress for you sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I got a
definitely.
couple eye twitches for the first time this
You
year.
said you had an eye twitch earlier.
I thought it went away. And then all of a sudden, maybe
And how
more
about you,
sleep.
Taylor?
Yeah, it definitely, because, if you're competitive and then you don't win, it's kind of like, ugh, it's like a punch in the gut. But, it kind of makes you stronger. And I think, like I said, being compliant is never something that I want to be. I feel
Yeah.
like there's no growth with being compliant.
So running, we're going to talk about that
Yeah,
in a little bit. That is a solo sport.
100%.
And you played soccer
Yes.
big time growing up.
Yep.
So, and you played basketball. You
Mhm.
played basketball and still
Yeah.
play basketball.
Yes.
So why do you enjoy running so much with the competition? Because it's against yourself? Like, tell me about that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of all mental. Like a lot of people say, I know running is physical, but a lot of it is mental. 2 years ago, I never thought I'd be able to run 26 miles in, one stretch. But, with training and stuff, and it's kind of all in your head. If you believe you can, you kind of will. So once I got out of sports, I kind of needed something to focus on, for myself, mental health, well-being, and just being healthy in general. And running was kind of my outlet. Once I got stressed, I would kind of run. I've always ran growing up, but never competitively. And then kind of once I started doing races and I realized that I enjoyed it so much, it kind of just kept me going.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And do you listen to music running?
It's very funny. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I listen to podcasts. Maybe I'll listen to this one. And then sometimes I listen to nothing, and I kind of just like being in my own head.
Yeah. I got to
And-
watch her run this marathon. It's pretty inspiring.
I know I wasn't around. I felt
Yeah.
terrible.
I asked myself, should I do this?
Well, I know so many people that actually never ran a marathon, and this year they did it.
Yeah, it's very surprising. If you go to a marathon, it will be very inspiring
Oh, yeah.
to look at people and be like, they can do this, I can do it.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it. Madison came home, my daughter, once, and she quit soccer because she didn't like to run. So I don't think running's in our
Yeah,
family.
you do have to like to run.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe it's just
I-
me being competitive.
I
Like,
do
Taylor
love
could
to
do
be-
it.
yeah.
I could do it.
I do love to be outside, so that's the only thing I would like. But you ran in like horrible weather a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
that sounds
training doesn't stop. So
Yeah.
running in the snow, rain, wind, yeah, it's fun.
Oh my gosh!
Just wait till I beat Taylor in golf one day.
That will never happen.
that. I don't.
I
Get
said
there.
that on air.
Well,
Yeah.
Play at the big boys tees then. And we'll
Oh
see.
my gosh! Oh,
I am a girl.
Then I'm going to the girl tees.
so luck.
Luck. You should start with her because I don't believe in luck.
I believe in luck to a certain extent. I think you have to work for it to what you have to work for what you get. But at sometimes, luck does come into play and you can be lucky. But I think you have to be in the right place, the right time, have the right mindset and kind of, push towards being lucky. I don't think you just sit on the couch and get lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get asked a lot about how did your business grow? You're so lucky, and I'm like, no, it's hard work, people, and I've been doing this forever. But there's a quote saying that you have to be prepared when the opportunity shows up, and you have to know what to say and how to say it, and know what the heck you're doing. And I think some people look at that as luck
Mm-hmm.
when it's really not luck, it's skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. And decisions. You have to make the right decisions when it comes to luck. Like, again, I think it's a numbers game. If you consistently do the same thing, the outcome of you being lucky is more likely than you not doing something. I think it was my first week in real estate. Me and all the students that we did real estate class together, we're all in this group, and my success was coming before all of theirs. And one girl told me I was lucky, and it didn't sit too well with me. And I think it wasn't luck. I made the right choice to join a team as opposed to you being on your own. So it had nothing to do with luck. It was putting myself, meeting the right people, and making the right choices.
Yeah. I also find it very interesting how people do not focus on their skills for it to show up. So one of my first sales over 30 years ago was when I would take phone time, which uptime, which still does exist, which I find surprising in this industry. But with the uptime, the phone rang, and it was a guy named George who was calling for his friend, Eric. Right?
Yeah.
Does that sound truthful?
No.
It sounds like a lie.
Yeah.
Like you
Mike.
guys even know this. Yeah. So I was like, okay, George, you're calling for your friend Eric. Yeah, whatever. I know this is a lie, not to be rude, but it sounded like a lie. And asked me all the questions about the house. He's like, okay, so my friend Eric may like it. I'm going to have Eric call you later. And I was like, okay, whatever, dude. He called and he bought the damn house. And
Way to go, Eric.
Wait, but see.
Shout out Eric.
Yeah. But
Are you still living there?
He's not. But I worked it.
Yeah.
So was it luck the phone rang? No, even though, I'll be honest, I thought he was lying.
Yeah.
I didn't stop working it because you never know what's going to happen. And that's taking the opportunity and having the skills to get it to close.
Yeah. You made the decision to go there, sit there that day,
Yep.
pick up that call, and believe it. Some
Believe
people
it.
won't even take
That's
that
it.
meeting.
Yeah. And
you
they're
know?
not going to try to sell it because
Yeah.
they don't think it's the truth.
Yeah, they're just being negative the whole way.
Yeah.
And that's
So
just
next
can't
time
be.
George calls and says he has a house for Eric.
I will definitely answer and run to his house and sell it.
But how many times do we get a phone call that says, I'm calling for a friend?
Oh, all the time.
And
Be
I'm
surprised.
And I'm calling for my son.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, or I
Daughter,
love this.
Cousin.
I'm calling for my daughter because I want her to get the heck out of the house. She doesn't know I'm calling. Have you ever gotten that?
I haven't gotten that.
I have. That's so funny. And you're
No.
like, okay, so do I call your daughter back or am I
Or
calling
does she
you
not
back?
know that she's actually going to buy this house?
It's one of those TMI situations. Like, okay. Thanks for
I'm
sharing.
not going to lie.
everything.
My mom still calls sometimes for me. So,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe it'll be that their daughter's, first kick to say, yeah, maybe I should do this,
Well, you're married,
I am.
as we said, to Cindy. And do you find it luck when you met her?
I wouldn't call it luck. Story was I didn't want to go to the place where I met her. I wasn't dressed for the occasion. I was actually lied to where we were going, and then I met her. And I think it was just me deciding to go along with my friend's plans that day, even though I didn't want to. And I met her unexpectedly. But again, I made the decision. I could have just said, no, I'm staying home. That was the plan I wanted to the whole time. But I was like, okay, let's see where this night goes. And yeah, I met her 13 years later. We're married. But again, I made the choice to go there. It wasn't luck.
So, Taylor, you just got engaged.
Yes, I
And
did.
you're getting married July 4th, 2025.
25,
Oh, my God,
15.
15.
Ooh.
What the heck?
Who's counting?
So, that's exciting.
Yes, very.
And do you believe in luck with that, with Max?
A little bit. I mean, we both had to swipe right on the same person. So I do believe it's a little lucky. But obviously we both, had to go out of our way, get out of our comfort zone and meet in person, and form conversation. So, I mean, a little luck that, we both match with each other. But, I would think it's more kind of on us.
Do you believe in fate?
Yeah,
A
that's what
little
I was
bit.
gonna
Yeah.
say.
I'm
That's,
obsessed.
yeah,
I
that's
love that
definitely
word.
fate.
Yeah, we're dancing on the definitions between the two here. More fate than luck.
Well, when I met George in a bar, 25-cent drink nights, which is kind
Ladies'
of ladies' night, right? Exactly.
Ladies'
It's Raining
night.
Men was a song. Don't sing that. But
Great
Wow.
song.
I know it is a great song. They played at 9:00 every Sunday night at the bar. He actually said we have to stop running into each other like this. Maybe it's fate. So that's one of our words, which I actually love, which
Yeah.
I think is so great. All right. We're going to segue here a little bit. Hobbies.
cool.
So they say, after a little research, that reading gardening, crafts, cooking, and fitness are women's hobbies. And sports, fitness, coaching, fishing, and collecting items are men's hobbies. So I know I love to garden. I do love some crafts. I love to decorate, cook. You know, my thing is if it has friends, family, food, and wine involved, I'm kind of good. I'm there, right? Sign me up.
Yeah.
I do love the outdoors. That is like one of my favorite places. And I may be obsessed with sunrises and sunsets. So Taylor, we know you love to run.
Yes.
So let's talk about New York City Marathon just a little bit more.
Yeah, so I kind of just signed up, like not thinking I would actually do it, to be honest.
Oh, yeah?
I did a marathon in Rhode Island, and I was like, I couldn't get enough of it. Like, as painful as it was, as soon as I crossed the finish line, I couldn't wait to do it again. So I kind of just signed up and then started training, and it was an experience of a lifetime. If you do run, I recommend you sign up for the New York City Marathon or any major marathon. You know, it's kind of crazy how everybody comes together and runs, and the running community is huge. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. It was a lot of pain, but once I crossed the finish line, once again, I cannot wait to do another one.
I mean, you couldn't walk for a few days.
Yeah, I couldn't walk, and I was in a lot of pain. I actually had a showing the next day in Brick, New Jersey, and I had my mom drive me because I could not drive.
Yeah.
They look like zombies walking to
definitely.
the destination.
And a lot of the team came out to support you,
Yes,
which is
they
so
did,
exciting.
which is awesome.
Yeah, that's great. I wish I was there, as I said.
Yeah.
And snowboarding, what else do you like to do?
I love to golf. Ritchie will never beat me, even if he says he will. Any sport, I love sports. I feel like my hobbies are more on the men's side. But sports, I love the beach. Anything outdoors, hiking, anything active, really.
Yeah.
I tried to start reading. I've been getting a little better at it, but I'm not consistent enough.
Okay. Yeah. I find reading really hard. My mind just kind of.
I can only read on the beach, it seems.
I can read on the beach, on vacation, airplane.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to read at home.
Yeah.
I always find
other things to do.
like I should be cleaning that. I should be doing this, or I should be texting or doing something like that.
Yeah.
Ritchie, hobbies.
Hobbies. Believe it or not, TikTok. A little too much, but I have to say, over break though, I was like just TikTok, and I was like, this is boring. Like it's starting. I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I actually just signed up for the gym. Went one day strong. Doing pretty good.
Check back with us in another 30.
But yeah, it was just TikTok was getting repetitive. I was like, it's not doing anything for me. I'm just, taking in all this useless content. And I think it was my wife telling me I should probably stop. That really did it. But no, my favorite things to do is we used to go to the dog park a lot, but now my dog has anxiety. That doesn't really happen too much. We got her for our anxiety and kind of roles reversed. But me and my wife like to say we're bougie. So me and Karen, we're going to try to do like a new restaurant a week kind of thing. Sorry, Applebee's, we're going to cancel my reservation. But yeah, just good food, good wine. Going to Italy in the summer. Really excited for that. Like the capital of the world for good food and good wines. So just like, enjoying the finer things in life, I would say.
Well, I feel like we always go out. If you go out for dinner, you get stuck in a routine of going to the same places all the time, which I get. And I love our regular places, no disrespect against them. But I also think that, it's good to try new places.
Yeah.
So we were going out for Agent of the Month.
Yeah.
And you said, let's go. You said our regulars. And I was like, no, let's pick someplace new.
Yeah.
George and I are trying to do different restaurants. And you're like, oh my God, Cindy and I said the same thing.
Yeah.
So it is cool, but it's also a pain because you would be surprised how far apart the restaurants are in our area.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's also just easier to go to things that you like, because if you go and you don't like it, you're totally disappointed.
My mother always says she orders the wrong thing, and we always said, no, Mom, you just have entree envy. And in the past month, I've ordered 3 times, and I really wish I hadn't gotten what I got. So now I have entree envy.
Right. And if you go to the same restaurant you always go to, you play it safe and you get the same item. Like, let me just have this steak again.
I'm the worst person with that. I eat the same thing at the same restaurant every time I go.
What's your favorite dinner?
Oh, my eggplant. Anything with eggplant in it.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, and it's nice to walk into someplace and they're like, hey, Chardonnay. And I'm like, thank you. They know what you want. They know how you want it.
Yeah.
It feels like home.
Yeah.
But you're just not doing the work, which is really important. Very important.
The hardest part is finding a good restaurant,
Well, and as I said, there's a place I want to try, but it's like 35 minutes from here.
Yeah, we take recommendations, guys.
We do. So anything you want to add? So thank you guys so much for joining us on episode 1. Stay tuned because we're going to have episode 2 coming soon with real conversations about real estate, lots of fun, and life stories. Take care.